Hello and welcome to my channel. I am the Mad Computer Scientist. If you are new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you find these or other of my videos helpful, please share them out amongst your friends. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about algorithmic content moderation. If you're wondering why I've chosen today to talk about this, it is because when I woke up and checked my email this morning, YouTube had decided to remove this channel. Obviously, YouTube decided to restore my channel after my appeal. Please, I do not want to hear about how bad YouTube is just because an algorithm decided that I was engaging in some violation of YouTube policy that, as far as I can tell, I did not knowingly violate. Instead, I think this is a better time to talk about the issues with algorithmic content moderation itself. There is something I feel I should clear up first. Despite what people seem to think, even with all the talk about bias against conservatives on social media, algorithms are in fact objective. They will do what they are programmed to do regardless of what they are being run on. But just because algorithms are objective, after all they're just code, it does not mean that the people who program them are. An increasing problem with artificial intelligence and machine learning is that the biases of the people who collect the data are programmed into the algorithms themselves. Let us not blame poor innocent computer code for something that is clearly done by the design of a human. But even if algorithms could be programmed to be absolutely objective because their designers were, there's still another issue that comes up with content moderated by algorithm itself, and that is that the algorithms, being not even artificially intelligent, cannot pick up on context. They do not know why you were doing something. It may be that I was trying to violate YouTube's policy, and the algorithm just picked up on data that looked like I might be. Or it may have been, as it was in this case, an innocent mistake that I didn't even realize I was getting close to doing that. It would have been more helpful if YouTube had clearer guidelines about what constitutes this, instead of a hodgepodge of slightly related topics about how I might have violated their policy. After all, knowing specifically what happened would allow me to avoid such behaviors in the future. Further compounding the issue of not knowing why the algorithm made the exact decision it did is the refusal of tech companies to publish their code when it comes to things like this. While I understand that tech companies may want to protect secrets about the data they're collecting and how content selection algorithms are chosen, this actually has a negative societal effect, and it is a good idea to force companies to open source these algorithms. By open sourcing these algorithms, I don't mean just letting the code out on the internet like someone supposedly did with Twitter's algorithm on GitHub earlier last year. What I mean is that people who know should be able to submit proposed revisions to the code, and there should be a quality control board, as there is in most open source projects, to control what gets into the actual finished product. Now, I get that Google and other companies do not want to do this because it would mean regulating their product, and they have fought tooth and nail against any form of regulation. And in some aspects, I agree with them. I do not want congressmen who do not understand the technologies they're trying to regulate passing legislation about it unless they're going to listen to advice from groups like the National Science Foundation and the Electronic Frontier Foundation, and significant input from people who study these things. Tech bro CEOs are not the geniuses most people think they are. They're not stupid, but keep in mind they have a deliberate agenda, and it's mostly trying to extract data from you so they can make more money. But when we get these emails, we're left wondering, what can we do? In this case, I did what I should have done. I appealed the decision and waited to see if YouTube would make what I considered to be the right call. In this case, they did. And in many cases, these algorithms do make the right call. But they are far from foolproof, and unfortunately, we will never know what their accuracy rating is between getting true strikes, and just making the life of some poor content creator a little bit more difficult. If I were a bigger content creator who had been around longer, I might have been able to appeal to a living person. In this case, I just had to wait for the algorithm to make what I consider to be the right choice. And as terrible as this is, it could be a lot worse. It could have been something for which there is no appeal, as many people who have done debunking videos debunking dangerous information have found out when they ran afoul of a misinformation detection content algorithm. And sometimes YouTube does not even allow any appeals in those cases. What we need to do is find a better system to allow speedy content moderation on large platforms. Now, it would be nice if YouTube could make sure every video that had an issue got reviewed by a human moderator, but realistically that is not going to happen. YouTube receives millions of new videos every day. Twitter receives millions of posts every day, as does Facebook. There's just too much content for a team of human moderators to review in a reasonable amount of time. And as the people who program these algorithms will tell you, they do get better over time, especially when the data is continuously trained using techniques like deep learning and machine learning. At least that's what the techno-fundamentalists employed by these companies would like us to believe. You are probably asking, at this point, what a techno-fundamentalist is. Techno-fundamentalism is an attitude where the person who holds to it believes that the problems created by technology are solved with better technology. And believe it or not, this attitude does work well in most cases. The problem is, some of the problems technology creates aren't created by technology, but instead are created by people. And it's going to take things that aren't technological solutions to solve. But we are in the era of mad computer science, where computer scientists often don't think about what they create, or do it at the behest of some corporate wonk who just is more concerned about money than societal impact. And this is one area where perhaps algorithmic content moderation is not really to blame for this, but it does cause a lot of issues that could be solved if we could just find a way to have humans review the claims made against someone more quickly and efficiently. Of course, this would also be cost prohibitive. Thanks for listening to this rant. And now, hopefully, we'll get to some fun math problems.